Hello, everyone. Thanks again for coming to join us today. So, this is Spice Up Your Life by Spicing Up Your Food. So, tonight, your hosts are Caite Corripio and Susie Combest. Caite is a certified professional health coach, and both she and Susie are certified Optavia coaches with a specialty certificate in gut health from the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. If you joined us last month, you're going to remember these two firecrackers leading us in a very lively, okay, let's be honest, it was quite hilarious session on the scoop on your poop. It was packed with a lot of helpful information and lots of laughs. So tonight's session, I am sure, is going to be no different. They've got flavorful, action-packed agenda in store. And without further ado, let me just turn it over to Caite and Susie.
All right. Hey there, spice lovers. Welcome to today's webinar, where we are going to have a blast exploring the magical world of spices. Did you know that your spice rack, the one that's holding these little guys here, this is basically a secret weapon for better health. Yeah, these little jars, they're not just for flavor, but they can help with your digestion, your energy, and even your mood. So here's a fun fact. Spices have been used as medicine for thousands of years. This guy, this is turmeric. This has been a rock star in Ayurveda forever. And cinnamon, which is one of my absolute favorites, this was once worth more than gold. Yay. All right, so here's the thing, audience. I want to see you put something in the chat of what is your favorite spice and let us know why. And Susie's going to go ahead and tell us what's going on.
So I'm going to talk about what's on your menu, but my screen is not moving. Hang on 1 second. Stop it and start it back.
We're pretty adaptable.
Yeah. Okay, we're still not moving.
I think you're on the last slide, actually. Possible?
That would do it. Okay, and don't look, anyone. All right, now we're ready, guys. Sorry about that. So, what's on the menu today? Why spices are your wellness secret weapons? The gut health connection. You'll get to see Caite making her famous chimichurri sauce, and we will show you how to make your own special spice blends. So, spices are like superpowers. Let's talk about how they can boost your health. There are anti-inflammatory warriors like turmeric. It is the golden child of spices. Its active compound, curcumin, is like a personal trainer for your immune system. And then we have ginger, which is great for digestion, nausea, and giving you the taste buds a little zing. Then we have ground ginger, and this always helps your heart keep healthy, happy, and fights off those nasty free radicals.
All right, let's talk about some metabolism boosters. So cayenne pepper, it's not one of my things. I'm not that much into the spices, but it truly turns up the heat. Literally, it can help you burn calories and boost your circulation. And then we have this black pepper guy, not just the sidekick to the salt. It actually enhances digestion and helps your body absorb nutrients. Yes. And as I mentioned, my favorite, cinnamon. This actually keeps your blood sugar steady so that you don't have that afternoon, that crash after your afternoon snack.
So how about these happy tummy spices? We have fennel, which helps beat the bloat because nobody likes that post-meal food, baby. We have dill, which supports digestion and adds a fresh pop of flavor. Then we have garlic, which is a prebiotic powerhouse that feeds your good gut bacteria.
And I love garlic too. All right, but let's talk about some mood boosters. Nutmeg. This can actually help you relax, and it's amazing in warm milk before bed, just so you know. And then there's this great spice called saffron. It's the sunshine spice. It actually helps boost your mood. And then we have the cardamom. That's a funny name, isn't it? But cardamom, it's not just for your chai. It actually supports brain health and reduces stress.
So this is why spices deserve a spot in every single meal. Spices are more than just flavor boosters. They're powerful tools for your health. Adding even just a pinch of the right spice can have a ripple effect throughout your body. Think of this like small intentional choices, like sprinkling cinnamon on your oatmeal or adding turmeric to your soup. That can help stabilize blood sugar, soothe inflammation, and support a healthier gut environment. This is about upgrading meals you're already eating. You're not overhauling your diet. You're just going to enhance it with little steps that lead to big wins for your overall well-being. For instance, not too long ago, I found some turmeric we had used in a recipe at some point. So I've started putting that in my scrambled eggs, and it adds a great little kick. So I'm really excited for this next part because I've never actually tasted it before. So we're about to dive into one of the highlights of tonight's webinar, a special demo on how to make chimichurri. Now, Kate, let's take it away.
All right. So chimichurri sauce, it's not only flavorful, it's actually packed with ingredients that support our gut health, our digestion, and our overall wellness. And all right, so I'm going to come clean and let you know that years ago, when I was at a restaurant and they had, a steak with chimichurri sauce, and I saw that it was green, and I was like, on the side, please. I honestly thought that it was ground up vegetables. Truth. But anyway, now I actually love chimichurri, not because just of the flavor, but it's also a gut friendly. All of the ingredients are gut friendly. So we've got some parsley and cilantro, and they support your digestion and detoxification. All right. We have some garlic, and that acts as a natural prebiotic because it feeds the good bacteria in your gut, as Susie just mentioned. We have oregano, and that has the antimicrobial properties. Olive oil, that's going to reduce our inflammation, and some lemon juice to help stimulate digestion. But here's the thing. Because it's all raw, meaning that the nutrients and the compounds are preserved because there's no heat to break them down, you are getting these nutrients in their most powerful form. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through and just tell you a little bit about how to do this. And Susie's going to come on and so I'm going to have to go on mute so that you don't hear my processor. But Susie's going to actually tell you about each of the ingredients. So first of all, I want to let you know that I am using a food processor. It's just this little tiny one. I tried to put it up on a stand so you can see it. Super easy. You can also, if you have a blender, there's so many different things you can use. This is just super simple for me. But I also wanted to share that sometimes what I'm learning is that people really don't know when they get spices and they get them from the grocery store or the farmer's market, whatever, they throw them in the refrigerator and use them. So here's the thing. It's important to rinse, wash them. Okay. But something that you may not have known is that when you get them, think of them like flowers. And after you rinse them, you cut off, trim the edges, and then you can put them in. Now, I just have a little one, but I've actually a little shot glass. But you put them in here. And then what is suggested is that you take, now I'm going to use a plastic bag. So for all those who are like, well, plastic, you can use a recycle bag, right? Whatever one you use. You're just going to put it on here, and then you're going to get a rubber band and cinch it at the bottom and just put it in your refrigerator so that it keeps it fresh and you can just pull it out and use it whenever you need it. So I just wanted to share that extra tip. Okay. So the first thing that we are going to use is cilantro. We're going to use 3/4 cup of cilantro. So, I mean, not cilantro, this is parsley. I know what parsley is. So I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to start to blend this because my processor is not super big, so I have to do this in stages.
So parsley helps support digestion and detoxification. because it's a natural diuretic which reduces bloating. It also contains antioxidants and vitamin C that support immune function, and it may aid digestion and support liver health. So it's a really good herb to use.
Right. I don't know if you heard that was loud. Okay, so you can also, I'm doing it super fine, but if you like your mixes or your sauces more chunky, you can just chop it instead of actually go through the pulse part. So the next thing that I'm going to add is 3/4 cup of cilantro.
Cilantro supports detoxification also, and it contains fiber and plant compounds that may promote a balanced gut microbiome, which is very important. And we're going to let her keep grinding that here a little bit because she's getting ready to be loud, I can tell. All right, I think she's
Okay. The next, I can now put a couple more things in at a time, so that won't be so bad. All right. So the oregano, this is super powerful, at least to me. So this only gets 1/3 cup. I'm going to put that in. You can go ahead, Miss Susie.
All right, so oregano is a powerful antimicrobial herb which can help balance gut bacteria. It's also rich in antioxidants and compounds like carvacrol, which support digestive and immune health.
All right. And then it calls for 3 garlic cloves. So I already had them peeled.
And that's a natural prebiotic which feeds beneficial gut bacteria. It contains allicin, which has anti-inflammatory properties, and it supports immune function and reduces oxidative stress in the gut.
All right. Then 2/3 cup of olive oil. I just use the, I usually get the Bertolli extra virgin cold pressed right here. So I had measured out 2/3 cup, and I'm just going to pour that in here.
And that is a great source of healthy fats. It helps reduce gut inflammation, it promotes the growth of beneficial gut bacteria, and it supports nutrient absorption.
Right. And then I have 2 teaspoons of lemon zest. That was fun. Had a little experiment with a new zester. It was fabulous. And I have 2 teaspoons of lemon juice.
Okay, so the lemon juice and the zest, it might taste super acidic, but once your body processes lemon juice, it actually reduces the overall acidity in your body. Not sure how it does it, but your body knows how. It also stimulates digestive enzymes and may help with bile production. And it's also rich in vitamin C and antioxidants to support your immune and gut health.
All right. And then the last ingredient is sea salt. And this calls for 1/2 teaspoon. So I'm going to go on mute, put this in, and whip it all up.
Okay, so the sea salt in small amounts helps maintain proper electrolyte balance, and it may support stomach acid production, which aids in digestion. You see, everything we're doing here is about the digestion in the gut. That's what our whole body operates around, so that's very important for us to keep in mind. And I think this little treat we're going to get is really going to help our gut. It's looking good so far.
All right. So here's what we got. All right. I don't know if you can see my jar there. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, I'll show you in a second. Just connect this part. And I'm just going to pour this. So I got to tell you that I made, you know, I had my little practice sessions, of course. And as I was measuring everything out. And so we had some for dinner tonight. Beth can attest to that. And so could Tony, because Tony made dinner and I made the chimichurri sauce. So look at this. I don't know if you can see. Can you see it? It's yummy. So there are so many different things that you could do with this. One of them is you could put this on some grilled or roasted protein, which is actually what we did tonight, right? There's steak, chicken, turkey, cutlets. So you can drizzle it on top, or you can use it as a marinade. It's a great way to add flavor without using some of the heavy sauces or creams. You could use it in like a veggie power bowl. So think about adding some of the chimichurri over the roasted vegetables or quinoa, brown rice. It actually pulls all the ingredients, really together with a powerful bit of flavor and freshness. You could put this on roasted potatoes or sweet potatoes, drizzling some on top. And think of how nice that would look. White potatoes are kind of bland looking, right? But if you put some chimichurri sauce on, that makes it look pretty and fresh. Another thing you could do with it, for those who like to, I don't know, pizzazz up their eggs, right? You can use it, scrambled eggs, or if you want to put in an omelet or a veggie frittata. It's kind of like a cousin to salsa. Think of it that way. So it could be great if you're having a breakfast for dinner, right? This may be a nice add. And another thing that you could use this with, dressing, like salad dressing, or like where you can drizzle it on top or on a wrap. If you wanted to make it thinner, you can add a little more olive oil, like more of a vinaigrette olive oil, or a little more lemon juice. So that would be great. Or if you're using it on a lettuce wrap or a grain wrap or a sandwich, you can actually keep it like this and spread it nice and thin.
I bet it'd be great on seafood also.
Yes, they actually, not a seafood person myself, but they say it absolutely goes fantastic with grilled fish, scallops, shrimp skewers. So definitely some things that you can use it with. Exactly.
That was great, Kate. And I know that is a raw sauce, so that means there's no heat to break anything down and keeps everything nice and fresh.
That's right. And you know what? I forgot to mention that this actually, if you cover it, and this will keep in the refrigerator for a week.
Oh,
So,
nice.
and I know sometimes people go, there's oil and it's going to get hard. You just pull it out, let it thaw on the counter in no time.
That's wonderful. Thank you. I've never had that before, so I am looking forward to having that now.
Good. You will love it. You will love it. All right. So
All right.
let's talk about, there was a lot of different spices that we had, but we have some other ones that we want to talk about that are really easy ways to spice things up. All right. So one, I talk about cinnamon being one of my favorite things. If you add some of this to your morning coffee or smoothie, it's like a warm hug for your taste buds. Really good. The turmeric, right? We talked about that. Susie mentioned that she puts this in her eggs. Yes. So not only does it add a brighter color, but it's also a great health boost. And for those, as I mentioned, who like the heated up, the cayenne pepper, a suggestion would be to put some of that on avocado toast or some roasted veggies for a little kick.
Yeah, and I actually add a little bit to my chicken salad, and it adds a nice taste without a lot of heat. Yeah. So here's how to balance flavors like a pro. Your sweet spices like cinnamon and nutmeg are perfect for oatmeal, coffee, and desserts. Your savory spices, such as rosemary, garlic, they're great for meats, roasted veggies, and soups. Spicy spices like cayenne pepper and black pepper will add depth to anything from soups to chocolate.
I like the chocolate part.
Yeah.
Okay. So we thought it'd be good just to mention some easy DIY, right? Do-it-yourself spice blends. If you're like, I want to have like an Indian vibe. Well, some suggestions would be the curry powder, turmeric, and cumin. You put them all together. If you were thinking maybe some Mediterranean magic, okay, sumac, oregano, thyme, and rosemary. Mix them up, you'll have something great. Now, this is something that I know my husband would love, Mexican fiesta. All right. So if you just mix some cumin, some chili powder, paprika, some colander, mix that all up, of course, he'd say, let's just go out. But if you wanted to do it yourself, there you go. And one other one, which I think you'll find also very interesting, is Middle Eastern warmth. And that's taking the turmeric, coriander, cinnamon, and cardamom. Pull them together and you'll have your Middle Eastern.
Okay, and here's some pro spice tips for you. Use fresh spices, and that will add bold flavor, but they're not going to have as much of a shelf life. You can use dried spices, that's much more convenient, and they last longer. And please store them in a cool, dark place like your cabinet, not over the stove. And if you crush or grind them right before using, you will get the biggest flavor boost.
All right. So here's something else that we just thought would be kind of neat to share with you. All right. So this is actually, it's kind of it's a DIY, right? Do it yourself. So we're going to make what's called a golden spice mix. All right. Let's think of it as magic. It can boost your health with this simple and flavorful spice blend. All right. It's perfect for lattes, for smoothies, for soups, and really a bunch more. Okay. So it's actually called the anti-inflammatory gold spice mix. So I'm going to tell you what I am going to be putting in my bowl here. And Susie's going to tell you a little bit about it. We'll see if we can get this right back and forth. All right. So the first thing I have is 3 tablespoons of that bright turmeric. I mean, look at the color of that.
And that is a powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant.
Yes. 2 teaspoons of ginger powder. Dumping that in here.
That supports digestion and reduces inflammation.
I think I need a bigger bowl. Okay, I knew I had that out for a reason. All right, then I have 2 teaspoons of cinnamon.
And we know that helps regulate blood sugar levels.
I have this seems a little odd with all these lovely things in here, but I have a teaspoon of black pepper.
And what that does, that's going to enhance the turmeric absorption,
A teaspoon of cardamom.
which aids gut health and adds warmth.
And the last thing that I'm going to put in is a teaspoon of nutmeg. But I will tell you, if you wanted to add a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, it's optional. You could do that. But once again, a teaspoon of nutmeg.
The nutmeg is going to add anti-inflammatory and it's going to be aromatic. And the cayenne pepper, if you choose to do it, is going to boost metabolism and circulation.
All right. So now that you have all of these in here, we're just going to mix these together. And what you do is you keep this in an airtight container in a dry, cool space. So don't put it in your refrigerator. All right, dry, cool space. And what you would do is just take a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon, and you can put it in your recipes just really for an added health boost. So you can stir this into some warm milk or tea for a golden latte. So think if you wanted to put a little bit in your unsweetened almond milk, might be a really nice thing. I'm going to try that tonight, actually. You can sprinkle this over your roasted veggies or your eggs. You can add it to oatmeal or smoothies. And you can also really just blend it into soups or salad dressings. You get a lot of packed health goodies here.
Now, there's a lot of health benefits to that. The turmeric and black pepper, they're going to work together to fight inflammation. The ginger and cinnamon aid digestion and support gut health. And the cayenne and cardamom, that's going to boost your metabolism and your circulation. So, with so many great spices, how do you know what spices go best with what? Well, here are your different things. And I think you can all see them there, what kind of goes with what. So you can kind of play around with that, see what you like. You can experiment on your own, try adding spices that you don't normally use. Just kind of give a little surprise to your taste buds. You want to mix and match flavors. Sometimes unexpected combos are the best. And keep a little spice journal. That way you'll know what you're going to do for next time. You'll see if you like it or not.
Some great ideas. I love the spice idea, especially, we threw a lot of stuff out here today and people may go, wait, what was in that? No worries. Because first, I want to let you know that we will be emailing out the recording of tonight's webinar to everyone who is registered. But in addition, we have some great takeaways for you. In that email, there's also going to be a handy spice guide that we've come up with. And we also made some recipe cards for both the chimichurri sauce and the golden spice mix. So they're coming at it. All right. Coming, hopefully in the next couple days. But also let's stay connected. Next month, Chris and I are going to be demonstrating how to make some great comfort foods, a healthy version. All right, we're going to be actually showing you how to make cheeseburger pie and cauliflower lasagna. And that happens on Thursday, May 15th. And if you're registered, we're going to put that link in the chat. If you're not registered, that's what I meant to say. We're going to put that link in the chat. Hopefully someone will be able to throw that there for you. And even if you can't attend, you register, we'll make sure that we get the recording out to you. And here's a final challenge. Will you try at least one new spice this week? Thanks so much for spicing things up with us tonight. Now go ahead and shake things up in your kitchen. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.